Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie. I designed this press in 2004, actually a larger press, and then this was the miniaturized model version of it, called the Mini Halfwood Press. And I'm polishing up some of the brass parts, getting it ready for a photo shoot. And I thought I'd take the opportunity to explain some of the features that I added to this press over the years that I used it. I added on some interesting features, kind of crazy features. For example, I put in a clock at one point because I was going out and doing demonstrations, and they always said, you have 1 hour to do this demonstration. So I have a wristwatch, so I thought it'd be fun to have a clock in it too. The craziest thing I put in was a music box. It's a music box that plays the Canon in D by Pachelbel. It's one of my favorite little pieces of music, and that's a long story. Then later on, much later, I put in a flash memory drive underneath, and with that flash memory drive I could hook the about 4 gigabytes of printmaking information in the press. And I was adding it to other presses that followed this, that evolved from this press. Over the years too, we also, I say we because my partner doing the manufacturing was Tom Kugler. And as we were doing it, we entered contests, design contests. And this is a little memento of the prizes that we won in Milan, in Italy, in the Italian, it's called the A-Design contest, international design contest. Another thing I designed was the medallions that went on the sides of the presses. This is the only one I made that was an octagonal medallion, but that was kind of a nice feature. And finally, the roller rulers. I was always going by feel pretty much in terms of how tight to make the press and counting the turns, but a lot of people didn't like that. They wanted something more predictable, and so we put on roller rulers. And finally, in another much later model, Tom Kugler designed a chain that actually connected the two sides so that they worked simultaneously. But that was all in the future. This again goes back to 2004. Finally, at one point, people were asking about metal beds, because so many etching presses use metal beds, and I love brass, so I made a brass bed for the press. So with the brass bed, it looks like this. I didn't encourage people to use, to order the brass bed because, for one thing, it weighs about 5 pounds, extra shipping costs for doing that. And the other thing is, it's not that great. I mean, it makes it heavier to carry around. It's not so portable. And but we did make a few brass beds, and I always kept this one as a souvenir. Speaking of portability, I made a case several years into the project. I called it a chest because part of the theme of the press was ocean-going tall ships, and I was thinking of seamen's chests, and so that the ship actually carried the press in a chest. So I designed this chest so I could take it around and go to art shows and street fairs, that kind of thing. And it fits in the chest like this, and closes up. Ethan Lynn designed the hasp for it. And inside the chest, I designed an ink slab and drawers. And in the drawers, you could have your connecting cable for the USB, and the felt blankets. And all the things you needed to print, like your gloves and your ink and the rest of it. So it's a pretty neat chest. Well, I wanted to go over the features of the Mini Halfwood Press and the original prototype version of it. Now I'll get back to my polishing.